Everything that was asked of me was valid. Except for, I felt a little way about you got a pillow next to you because I am a friend of the show. And it wasn't, in my mind, necessary for me to have my relationship and to stay because my current situation is not a part of the show. Or was not a part of the show at the time. So,
Melody Shari. Almost every argument, opinion, or comparison somehow leads back to her. It feels like she is still at the center of the story, even from a distance. And that is probably frustrating for some cast members who expected the spotlight to move on after she left. But reality TV doesn't work like that. Attention can't simply be passed to someone else. The audience decides who they care about. Right now, many viewers still feel that Melody remains the most important part of the show's energy. That is why her name keeps coming up in every discussion. What made things even more interesting was the timing of recent online conversations. While people were reacting and discussing the recap, a live session was happening at almost the same time. The timing felt too close to ignore. It gave the impression that some reactions were emotional and possibly triggered by the ongoing criticism. Social media users quickly picked up on this. Fans today are very observant. They notice when someone goes live right after drama starts or when stories suddenly change. Because of that, this situation became bigger than just normal online talk. It turned into a deeper discussion about control, image, and narrative. Another major point people are debating is the idea that Tisha expected to become the main focus after Melody left. This belief didn't come out of nowhere. In reality TV, there is often an assumption that when a strong personality leaves, someone else will automatically take their place. But viewers are now realizing that doesn't always happen. Being near the spotlight is not the same as owning it. A central figure naturally creates strong moments, drives conversations, and keeps viewers emotionally invested. Many people are now questioning whether Tisha ever fully filled that role. This doesn't mean she is unimportant or disliked. It simply means viewers don't see her as the main driver of the show's energy. At the same time, Destiny has started getting a lot more attention than expected. Many people thought she would stay in the background, but she has become a major talking point. She is bringing real emotions, real conflicts, and strong storylines to the screen. Whether people agree with her actions or not, she is clearly giving producers material to work with. Reality TV needs moments that feel real and engaging, and right now Destiny is providing that. This change has also created tension behind the scenes. It seems like some people expected a different outcome after Melody left, but audiences don't follow predictions. They respond to what feels real and interesting in the moment. Once viewers lose emotional connection with someone, it is very hard to get that back. That is why authenticity matters so much in reality TV. People can accept drama, mistakes, and arguments, but they struggle when things feel fake or inconsistent. Many viewers are also frustrated because they feel some cast members only want privacy when they are being criticized, but are open to discussing others' personal lives when it benefits them. This double standard is creating more negativity online. Because of all this, fans are now revisiting old episodes and past drama. Things that were ignored before are now being analyzed again. Older comments and moments are being viewed in a different way. Supporters of Melody feel this actually proves what she had been saying before. At the time, many people didn't believe her and thought she was just creating drama. But now, some viewers feel she may have been more honest than people realized. This shift is changing how the audience sees everything. When people start believing someone was misunderstood or treated unfairly, they begin to support them more, even without that person saying anything now. Recent live sessions and comments from cast members have also added confusion. Some explanations about past friendships don't match what viewers saw on screen for years. Because of this, people are questioning what was real and what wasn't. When the public sees a big difference between past behavior and current statements, trust starts to break. Even normal friendship changes become suspicious when the explanations don't match what was shown before. At the core of all this is accountability. Viewers are getting tired of people avoiding responsibility and blaming others while protecting their own image. Reality TV audiences don't expect perfection, but they do expect honesty. When cast members try too hard to control their image instead of being real, viewers eventually disconnect. And once that happens, it is very difficult to regain trust. Overall, this situation is not just about personal drama anymore. It has become a bigger conversation about influence, authenticity, production choices, and audience perception. People are now paying attention to who drives the show, who creates real moments, and who keeps the audience engaged. And right now, the audience itself is the one deciding how the entire story is being shaped. Because of that, the conversation around the show is not slowing down, it is actually growing stronger. Every new episode, every live session, and every social media post adds another layer to what viewers are already discussing. Instead of one clear direction, the narrative now feels scattered, with different moments pulling attention in different ways. Some fans believe the show is now in a transition phase where no single person fully controls the spotlight. Others think the audience is simply holding on to familiar names and comparing everyone to the standard that was set before. Either way, the pressure on the current cast has increased because everything they do is being measured against past seasons and past personalities. At the same time, production choices are also being questioned more openly. People are starting to talk about screen time, editing patterns, and which moments are highlighted versus which ones are left out. Viewers are no longer just reacting to what they see, they are also analyzing how it is being presented to them. This level of awareness has changed the way the audience engages with the show. Instead of passively watching, they are actively breaking down scenes, reading between the lines, and comparing different timelines. That makes it much harder for any cast member to control the narrative fully, because the audience is piecing things together on their own. Another important shift is how quickly public opinion changes now. A single live session or comment can completely alter how people feel about a situation. Support can turn into criticism very fast, and criticism can also turn into support when new information comes out. That constant shift keeps the conversation alive, but also makes it more intense. In the middle of all this, Melody's presence in the discussion continues to grow even without her being physically on the show. That is unusual in reality TV, where usually attention fades once someone exits. But in this case, her name keeps coming back into every major topic, almost like a reference point for everything else happening. This creates an uncomfortable situation for the remaining cast because they are not only dealing with current drama but also constant comparisons to someone who is no longer there. It raises the standard in a way that is hard to ignore, whether people agree with it or not. What makes this even more complicated is that viewers are now emotionally invested in multiple perspectives at the same time. Some support certain cast members, others support different ones, and many are simply watching to see how everything unfolds. That mix of opinions keeps the engagement high but also increases tension online. At this stage, the show is no longer just about individual conflicts. It has become a bigger conversation about influence, perception, and who the audience believes is genuinely driving the story forward. And as long as viewers remain this involved, every small moment will continue to turn into a much larger discussion. As things continue to unfold, it is becoming clearer that this season is being shaped as much outside the show as it is inside it. Social media reactions, live sessions, and fan discussions are now influencing how people interpret every episode. What used to be simple entertainment has turned into an ongoing debate where every detail is examined closely. Because of that, even small interactions between cast members are now getting amplified. A short comment, a reaction in a live, or even a facial expression during a scene can quickly turn into a full discussion online. This constant attention makes it harder for any storyline to stay contained within the show itself. Another noticeable shift is how divided the audience has become. Instead of one general opinion, there are now multiple groups interpreting the same events in completely different ways. Some viewers focus on loyalty, others focus on accountability, and some are more interested in the overall entertainment value. This division keeps the conversation active, but also makes agreement almost impossible. Meanwhile, comparisons between past and present dynamics keep increasing. People are constantly referencing earlier seasons to understand what has changed and why the energy feels different now. That comparison is also why certain names continue to come up repeatedly, because viewers are trying to connect the past structure of the show with its current direction. At the same time, frustration is also growing among parts of the audience. Some feel the storylines are becoming repetitive, while others believe too much focus is being placed on external drama instead of fresh content. This creates pressure on the cast to deliver more engaging moments that feel natural rather than forced. Despite all of this, the show still manages to stay relevant, mainly because of how emotionally invested the audience is. People are not just watching casually, they are reacting, debating, and defending their perspectives in real time. That level of engagement is what keeps the show trending, even when opinions are negative or split. In the middle of this, one thing remains consistent: the audience's power. No matter how the cast shifts, how narratives are presented, or how situations are explained, viewers ultimately decide what becomes important and what fades away. And right now, they are not letting go of any part of the story easily. As a result, every new development is being treated like part of a much bigger picture. Nothing is seen in isolation anymore. Everything is connected, analyzed, and discussed until a conclusion feels reached, even if that conclusion keeps changing. This is why the conversation around the show does not seem like it will settle anytime soon. Instead, it is evolving into a continuous cycle of reaction, interpretation, and debate, where each new moment adds fuel to an already active discussion. Going forward, it feels like the show has entered a phase where every action carries extra weight. Nothing is just a moment anymore. Everything is immediately turned into a talking point. That kind of environment naturally increases pressure on everyone involved, because even casual interactions can be interpreted in multiple ways. One of the biggest effects of this situation is that narratives are now forming faster than the episodes themselves. Viewers often form opinions after clips, lives, or short segments online before even seeing the full context. By the time the episode airs, many people already have a fixed perspective, which makes it harder for the show to shift opinions in real time. This also explains why misunderstandings and debates are becoming more common. When audiences rely on partial information, different interpretations are inevitable. One group may see a situation as justified, while another sees it as problematic, even though they are reacting to the same content. At the same time, the emotional investment from fans continues to grow. People are not just watching for entertainment anymore, they are watching to validate their opinions, support their favorites, and respond to what they feel is unfair treatment. That emotional connection is what keeps discussions active long after episodes end. But it also creates fatigue. Constant arguments, repeated breakdowns of past events, and ongoing comparisons can make the experience feel heavy for viewers as well. Some fans start stepping back, while others become even more engaged, trying to defend their viewpoints more strongly. Meanwhile, the cast remains under constant observation. Every move is analyzed, every statement is questioned, and every reaction is measured against previous behavior. This level of scrutiny makes it difficult for any narrative to stay simple or straightforward. Over time, this environment naturally leads to shifting alliances in audience perception. People change who they support based on new information, new clips, or new interpretations. That fluidity keeps the conversation alive, but also makes it unpredictable. Despite all of this chaos, the show continues to maintain attention because it has managed to build something bigger than individual storylines. It has created ongoing debate culture. People are not just watching the show, they are participating in its discussion every day across platforms.